Okay. Well, King Chavez neighborhood of schools, we opened our first school in 2000. We opened our school in the back of Calvary Baptist Church, which is the oldest African-American church in San Diego. And we opened up with 75 students in a K through 8. Our school is predominantly Latino, with the majority of those folks being of Mexican descent. And being that we were housed in a predominantly African-American church, we figured we'd honor those two cultures by naming our schools King, after King and Chavez. So that's where we got our name King Chavez from.
Very good.
And so from 75 students and being in a neighborhood that is the Barrio Logan neighborhood in San Diego, which is traditionally a rough and tough neighborhood. It's low income. Unfortunately, a lot of gang involvement here, a lot of drug abuse and abuse of alcohol and drugs. Typical for like a low-income neighborhood.
Right.
And so it didn't take long, though, before King Chavez was getting the highest test scores in the neighborhood. And so people on the other side of the neighborhood, there was a district school over there that had been failing for years and years and years. And so the parents on that side of Barrio Logan were like, you know what, if this school on the other side of the neighborhood can find success, we want that school to come over here and have success with our kids. So King Chavez actually then grew. We reconstituted a district school, made it a conversion, and out of that school we formed 3 new schools. We formed the King Chavez Primary Academy, which is a K through 2. And for the past 2 years, we've been a California Blue Ribbon Distinguished School. We've received 800s in our API score.
No, you guys have done a fantastic job. And like you said, a lot of the schools around here. And really, I think some of the other community wanted you to expand a lot faster, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they really, really did. So we wanted to do it. We wanted to do it at a good pace.
Sure.
Where we were building the program through the program and not building the program through numbers.
Right. Just to be doing it. You wanted quality.
Exactly. Yeah, we definitely wanted quality. So we got the primary school going, and then we got 2 elementary schools going, both 3 through 5, the Arts Academy and the Athletics Academy. And now those schools are in the APIs, or 800 API scores as well. And once we got those schools going, we obviously needed a middle school for those 5th grades to matriculate to, so we created the King Chavez Preparatory Academy in 2006. And last year, the preparatory was the most improved school in San Diego County. And obviously, like I was saying, so for them, we needed to create a high school for our matriculating 8th graders because we didn't want parents to have to put their kids back in the district system, which is what they had initially opted their kids out of by going charter.
Right.
So King Chavez High School was born in 2009. And so now we have 7 academies within our charter school system, and we are pre-K all the way up to high school.
That's fantastic. No, that's where you can really make a difference. You can track the students coming all the way through, and you can actually see the results. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of a support have you got? Obviously, from the community, it's been tremendous, but how about your district?
We don't do a whole lot with the district. They approved our charter, and they come in and do like a yearly review of each of our schools. But apart from that, we're pretty autonomous. We like to do things on our own.
And that's ideally what the charter movement was all about, to give you an opportunity to be out there, be accountable, and do things the way that you feel they need to be done now. So obviously you're doing some things right, and we want to be able to share those with our listening audience. What are some of the tenets of what are some of the things that you feel have or you think have made you guys successful?
Well, we tried to do things to cater to the student that we're dealing with, and sadly, in the neighborhood that we pull most of our kids from, which is Barrio Logan, we figured out there was something about 5,000 kids that were getting bused out of that neighborhood every day, and out of that 5,000, it was something crazy, like 60% of those kids weren't graduating high school, or dropping out.
50%?
60%.
60%. That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable and completely unjust. So,
30.
So we did some research, and we don't think the educational wheel is totally broken, but we definitely think it needs some updates. So we weren't trying to recreate anything. We were just trying to put a new spin on what's been out there. So
things have been successful, and we got about 10 seconds before we're going to go to break here. I'm going to bring you back, obviously, after the break, and I know you have another meeting at 4:30, but I want the listening audience to be able to hear a little bit about some of the things you've implemented, whether you have uniforms or not, what your expectations are by the time they graduate, and we'll go through those things when we come back after our commercial breaks, okay?
Okay.
All right, so stay with us here. Once again, we're talking to Jeb Hubbs. He's the principal at King Chavez High School in San Diego, California. And you're listening to Charter School Radio on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk. And we're going to take a little break here to pay some bills. So we'll be right back.